Hey, what's going on, everybody? Before we get started, I want to mention the giveaway one last time before it ends because there is only a few days left for you to enter and have your chance to win one of these prizes. I will be giving away both of these items, and the first person that is randomly selected gets to pick which prize they want, and the second person that is randomly selected will get the other prize. And I will draw both names on the same day, so go down into the description and click on that link which provides multiple ways for you to enter so you can increase your chances of winning. And if you were one of the people that won the Twitter contest I held, as soon as this giveaway ends, I will be mailing everything out on the same day, so I wanted to let you know it didn't get lost in the shuffle. Thank you for your patience, and good luck, everyone. Now let's get started.
We were meant to rule together. If your sister had lived, we'd have been bound by blood. Well, it's not too late. I have a son, you have a daughter. We'll join our houses.
Today I want to talk about a potential marriage. I've seen several videos that have been made about many possible marriages that could be taking place during Season 7 or Season 8, but I have yet to see any of the channels that I follow make a video about Arya and Gendry getting married. But this is a very popular discussion amongst the community. And I've been asked about these two characters so many times in the comment section that I decided to make a video about this topic. So let's discuss this a little bit and see if it's likely to happen. We know that Arya and Gendry have had a very good relationship with each other. Arya met Gendry when she was still just a child, and even though Gendry was a young man at the time, they still became friends and protected one another by helping each other keep their identities a secret, even though it could have gotten either one of them killed. But their relationship at the time didn't come across as two people that were physically attracted to each other. It was almost like a brother and sister relationship. And we also know from a quote that Arya said herself, she didn't even want to settle down and have a family of her own anyway.
You will marry a high lord and rule this castle, and your sons shall be knights and princes and lords.
No. That's not me.
It's easy to see that Arya is very independent, and I could also very easily see her living out the rest of her life without ever settling down. Even though she became very close with Gendry and trusted him, but that doesn't mean it will play out that way. Let's be honest, there are a lot of kids who say they will never have a boyfriend or girlfriend when they are that young. But there always comes a time when they start to look at the opposite sex a little bit differently. The thought of them having cooties quickly slips away, and the same even goes for Arya. Back in Season 2, when Arya and Gendry were at Harrenhal together, there was a scene when Arya looked at Gendry with those hungry eyes. Have a look for yourself. Ladies, you know exactly what was running through her mind when she gave Gendry that look. She wanted to swing his hammer and play with his sword. But that doesn't mean they want to get married, does it? And besides, Gendry and Arya are no longer with each other. Gendry was even willingly ready to go separate ways with Arya when he decided he wanted to stay with the Brotherhood without banners, which was absolutely devastating to Arya, not only because of how dangerous it would have been for Gendry, but Arya did not like the fact of leaving without Gendry by her side. So much so that she even told him how strongly she felt about the relationship that they had formed. Unfortunately for Gendry at the time, we know what ended up happening instead. The Brotherhood sold Gendry off to Melisandre, which was another devastating blow to Arya, but also another sign of how strongly Arya felt about Gendry. Arya knew that Melisandre intended on hurting Gendry, and ever since that day, Arya has planned on killing Melisandre for taking him away, which we could end up seeing her do in the episodes to come. But thankfully, Sir Davos came through in the clutch and sent Gendry off on a small boat, giving him his freedom and life back. Ever since then, Arya and Gendry have not seen each other, nor do they even know if either one is alive. But thanks to all the spoilers that have came out, we know that Gendry will make his triumphant return to the show during Season 7. And not only is Gendry coming back, but it looks like Jon is going to be taking him under his wing, which increases the chances of Arya and Gendry meeting again by 1,000% in my opinion. Arya told Jack and Hagar she was going home, and after a quick layover in the Twins, Arya should be landing at Winterfell by mid-Season 7, right around the same time Jon and Gendry will set sail from Dragonstone to head north. So if you thought this theory was dead, you're wrong. This is the hype that was promised. But, and this is a big but, just because Arya and Gendry will meet again doesn't mean they are going to get married. Because no matter how much Arya likes or loves Gendry, we still know she told her father she was not going to live the life of a typical woman. But let's look at it like this though. I think it's safe to say that most of us believe the Stark children have a strong connection to their direwolves. And their fate also has a very strong connection to the names of their direwolves. So let's think about Arya's direwolf Nymeria and who she was named after. What does Nymeria mean, and does it represent what we could see from Arya in the future? Nymeria was known as a warrior queen, which does sound a bit like Arya's personality, but it also says although Nymeria is remembered as a warrior queen, this is somewhat of a generalization. Nymeria was not herself a warrior who engaged in personal combat, but a skilled general and commander, similar to how Tywin Lannister was no longer a warrior, but still one of the keenest military strategists in Westeros. Now that's a very interesting comparison, considering Tywin Lannister did kind of mentor Arya, even though this is different from the books. Could this be a sneak peek into Arya's future? One other thing that should be noted about Nymeria, the warrior queen, she was not a single lady. She was married to a Martell, so if Arya does follow the path of who she named her direwolf after, this could mean she may end up getting married herself. If you have read George R.R. Martin's original draft, then you know that he did plan on having Arya fall in love with Jon. But I highly doubt he will still take her down that same path, since almost everything in that original draft has now been changed. And since season 7 and 8 are in the hands of Dan and Dave, there's no telling where they will take Arya's character. But it does feel like to me that now that Gendry is back, him and Arya will reunite again, and possibly be some of the few remaining characters left after the Great War, who will help quote-unquote restore Westeros. I do think Gendry will be legitimized by Jon or Daenerys. I also think he will end up with some of his own land. But then again, I always go back to Ramsay's quote. If you think this has a happy ending, then you haven't been paying attention. So I'll leave you with one last quote from Arya's first chapter in the Game of Thrones novel. Septa Mordane says, Arya has the hands of a blacksmith. Could mean something, it could mean nothing. Comment below and give me your thoughts on this topic though. Do you think Arya and Gendry will end up together? And do you like the idea of them ending up together? Personally, I wouldn't be mad either way. I would be fine if they did get married, and I would also be fine if Arya lived out the rest of her life by herself. But give me your thoughts about this. There is a chance that Sansa may never get married again. And if Daenerys does die, then Jon probably won't marry anyone either. So this could potentially be the only marriage that matters in the very end. But give me your thoughts, let me know, and I'll see you down in the comment section. Bye.
So you look stunning, you look lovely. Okay, so if you had to pick, who would be Westeros's sexiest man alive?
Gendry, Joe Dempsey. That's really embarrassing. I've never said that, and you made me say it.
I think that's a great pick, and you and Gendry have a special relationship.
Yeah.